Amazing Amanda. Hey, Amanda. And Josh. Josh Edits. Hey, Josh. And Tundra. How are you? Nice to see everyone. Bring up my desktop and we're going to dive right in. It's funny for me, lessons and A Course in Miracles will make themselves known to me in so many different ways, and they'll keep replaying over and over again. Hey, Vamps. Vamps says, hi, I love the people. It's almost as if they are shouting for my attention. Vamps says, hi there, Tundra. Tundra says, hi to Vamps. And I've mentioned this before. It seems to me that if I get one lesson, if I truly, what's the expression? Groke? If I truly groke something, excuse me, guys, that's all I need. If I get that insight offered. I've always resisted the idea of life, the universe, being a classroom with lessons for us to learn. Because who is the learner? Who's the teacher? Just never sat right. However, if I reframe it, everything, this is lesson 193 from A Course in Miracles. Let's see, did I miss Michael? Let me bring up my desktop, easier to read. I apologize if I missed you, Michael. Yep, he was the first one. Sorry, Michael. It says, hey, Yogi. Amanda says, yeah, hot stuff. Obviously, she's talking about Josh Edits or Michael. Lesson 193 says, all things are lessons God would have me learn. So this isn't saying that life is a classroom. What it is actually saying is that everything is an opportunity to learn a lesson. Everything is an opportunity to surrender to the peace of God, the God of your understanding. I don't like to argue semantics. Someone might say, I don't believe in God, I don't believe this, I don't believe that. Don't care. Because everyone has their own expression for the isness, the suchness of life. If you're scientifically minded, if you're atheist, you might say reality. All things are lessons that reality would have me learn. Makes it a little easier for some. All things are lessons the Tao would have me learn. All things are lessons that love would have me learn. So here, lesson 193 says, God sees no contradictions, yet his Son sees them, you and I. Thus he has need for one who can correct his erring sight and give him vision that will lead him back to where perception ceases. God does not perceive at all, yet it is he who gives them means by which perception is made true and beautiful enough to let the light of heaven shine upon it. There's really only one lesson. And the lesson is, well, here's what the Course says. Hey, Danny. Danny says, hoping to say hi. Dropping in, thumbs up. Hoping you're doing good, Yogi. I am, Danny. Thank you. Danny says, I'm doing good. Have a blessed day. Good. I'm glad you're feeling better. So there's really only one lesson. Or, what the Course says is, each lesson has a central thought, the same in all of them. The form alone is changed, with different circumstances and events, with different characters and different themes, apparent but not real. They are the same in fundamental content. So, until we learn, this one fundamental, hey Jamie, lesson, it just shows up in our life in different content, different form, or I'm sorry, different form. Content remains the same. The form is always different. The character is always different. It might be this guy. It might be that guy. It might be this situation or that situation. These conditions or some other condition. But guess what's always the same? You. Who's always present in every single situation of chaos? Who is always present in any condition of conflict? Other people come and go. Situations always change. But there's only one central character. Hey, Dale. Dale, I was thinking about you this morning. How you been? But there's only been one ever central person in all of that. So here's the lesson. Forgive, and you will see this differently. No matter what it is. No matter who shows up. Forgive. Hey, Monkey Man, how are you? Good morning, everyone. Forgive, and you will see this different. The one thing, all we have to do. Forgiveness is a shift of perception. Can I see that whoever it is that seems to have hurt me is suffering? What's up, Jamie? Can I see that whoever it appears to have done this to me didn't really do anything to me? They are going through life through their own perceptions, through their own troubles, through their own issues, doing the best that they can. We are assigning everything to them. Oh, I saw that he passed away. Yeah, I think I mentioned, Dale, that I was friends with Bob Admison on Facebook. I saw he hadn't been doing well for a while. But he kept teaching all the way up until the end. Amanda says, sorry, Yogi, what are we sorry about? Oh, Danny says not 100%, but he's getting there. Well, Amanda, it's not that I don't come to your lives. 8:30, you were 8:30 last night. I was fast asleep. I go to bed early. I am up early. I would definitely love to go to your lives. I don't skip anyone's lives. I at least like to show up, say hi, give support. It's just not always feasible to me to make every single one for every single person. But if I am aware of you, I don't care if you show up in mine or not. If I am aware of you, I will do what I can to support everyone. But, conflicting schedules just doesn't make it easy. So I appreciate that, Amanda. And I do apologize. I wish I could make every single one. Let's see. Dill says, but of course, Bob Admison knows he is the absolute, not confident, not confined to a physical body. So I imagine he was indifferent to death. Reminds me of Suzuki Roshi when he was passing away. He was in a great deal of pain. It was obvious that he was suffering. And people asked him, how can you be suffering? How can you be afraid of dying? And his answer was human. It was when you are in the physical body, you experience physical things. You experience pain, you experience suffering. We're not immune from anything. When he was asked, so what's going to happen to you after you die? And he said, I have no idea. And it shocked his students because they said, how could you not know? You're a Zen master. And he said, yes, but I am not a dead Zen master. Hey, Jace. Jace says, morning, broken down, waiting for recovery. What do you mean, Jace? Body-wise? Car-wise? What can we do to help you? Other than send you love. Everyone's... Oh, engine failure. I'm sorry to hear that, Jace. Dill says, I see Yogi. So it's not like one can escape being human regardless of one's understanding. But from what Bob Adam's partner said, he went out peacefully. Yeah, I heard he did go out peacefully. And it's not so much that that we escape being human as we're just human, you know? There's nothing to escape. It's in the acceptance of all things. And I think that's where Scylla Bob Adamson ultimately found peace. I think that's where Dale ultimately finds peace. I think that's where I ultimately find peace. The acceptance of all things. The acceptance of all things doesn't mean that the best way of offering this. I can accept my limitations, but that doesn't mean the limitations are real. Does that make sense? Amanda says, Yogi, can I ask you a question? Absolutely. 100%. So it took me a while to come here to lesson 193 that all things are lessons God would have me learn. Why do I have to learn a lesson? Here's why. Because I have forgotten my connection with God. I have forgotten reality. I have forgotten that ultimately everything is love. A lesson is just a reminder. Can I learn this lesson? And then I know, deeply and truly know. If I don't learn it, if I keep going from form after form after form, relearning the same lesson, I'm not really learning it, am I? Once I see through it, and this is why the answer is, I will forgive and this will disappear. I will forgive and I will see this differently. How easy is that? Whatever it is that is occurring in your life, I will forgive and see this differently. I will forgive and see that you're struggling too. I will forgive and see that you've forgotten who you truly are. I will forgive and see that, man, life isn't easy for you. I will forgive and let you off the hook. I will forgive and let myself off the hook. It's just a little more joy in life when you do that. You know what I mean? You're reducing someone else's suffering by saying, man, all this time I thought you were the problem. I thought you were bad. I thought you did this to me. Instead, you're seeing life through your own individual filters. And that is causing you no small amount of suffering. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Sometimes that means you let that situation and that person go, but you let them go with love. Amanda says, tell me what's in your mind. And you know what I mean? We are here for you. And I see it in your eyes. I want you to pour out your heart right now. You know what? Hey, Amir. Nice to see you. I don't know if I have things on my mind that we all don't have on our minds. You know, I got my struggles, finances, relationships. We all do. And I'm okay with that. It's not anything that we don't all have. Put it that way. Amir says, hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too, my friend. But thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Wonder Boy says, say I'm at work. 240.88 today, minus 5 days being held. Minus 5 days being held. Jay says, Amanda, you're special. That's a great quality. It is a great quality. Wonderful quality. True empathy for someone. When you feel something so deeply that it becomes your own. So easily this week, Runner Boy will be, man, he'll be closing the gap. Tandra, speaking of which, you know it's going to come. You know I have to ask, where are you with watch hours? Dill says, yes, we all have the same issues. I think that's comforting to know. No one is beyond having problems, no matter how they come across. Yes, absolutely. Josh says, just a Josh at 4:19 a.m. Are you up early or haven't gone to bed yet? I've been up. I got up at about 2:20 this morning. Didn't have the greatest. Well, I dislike judging my meditation. Every meditation is valuable, but I didn't get the usual settling into that peacefulness that I normally get when I meditate. Runner Boy says, say Jace, hope you're well after that drama stuff this week. Holy cow. Tandra says, Yogi, 2/9/12 with 5 days being held. Tandra, you're there. We are now officially on the road. Let's say unofficially on the road to 4,000. We're just bypassing that whole 3K thing and heading straight to 4K. Man, Tandra, I hope you realize how incredibly happy that makes me. Hey, Brenda Boy, thank you for those thoughts that you extended to Jace. Monkey Man says, Josh, hello. I love 5 a.m. live streams. Emma says, it's hard for me at times because I see the pain in others, don't want to express, and they do need to express it. Yep, that is the nature of an empath. You feel so deeply. And again, it becomes yours. I always offer out a little prayer to everyone who has such deep empathy. Josh is awake at 12:20 a.m. That's when I woke up. And hi, guys. I hope you get a chance to lie down again and get some rest. I think everyone should experiment with Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra, also called yogic sleep or psychic sleep. And it is literally someone guides you into that state in between wakefulness and sleep. Neuroscience has shown that 1 hour of Yoga Nidra is the actual equivalent of 4 hours of actual sleep. And all you got to do is lay down and someone will guide you through it. If you go to my page, I have a playlist of some of my favorite Yoga Nidra people. And you can just click whatever time you want to do it for. It can be as little as 5 minutes. It could be an hour or more. And they guide you to this wonderful, wonderful state. Clark says, brother, do you ever use incense when you do meditation? I don't. I get sent as a gift incense all the time. It's a wonderful gift. I appreciate it, but I don't use it when I meditate. Jace says, Runner, I'm good. Not my issue. Nope. It's in the past. Remember the great lesson from A Course in Miracles? The one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. Hey, Beth. Let's fix this right now. I know this is going to drive our friend Night Watcher crazy. He had said last night that if Yogi adds one more person as a moderator, he's going to have a fit. But that's Beth. bits and pieces. Needs to be a moderator. How are you, Beth? Dill says, talking about empath, Schopenhauer said compassion is seeing yourself and everyone else the same. Will, so his version of compassion, real compassion, is putting someone else before your own person. He said that even the hardened heart has had this experience. I agree. That's basically the same thing A Course in Miracles is saying. Here's the reason why we put others first. For one, it brings us to the deep realization there are no others, as Ramana Maharshi said. And two, it circumnavigates the ego. The ego always says me. As George Harrison sang on the Let It Be album, I, me, mine, all through the day, all through the night. I, me, mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine. That's the ego. And the whole song was written about the ego. But when we put others first, we are seeing that their needs, their pain, their suffering is our own. So in giving them love, in giving them compassion, in putting them first, we're healing ourselves at the same time. Beth says, hi to Mir. Josh says, I'll just sleep in the afternoon. I hope you get some rest. Bill says, Schopenhauer said, witnessing pain and suffering is like feeling it. It is. He said the way to enlightenment, if you like, is forgetting yourself and being there for others. I agree, 100%. Again, straight from the Course in Miracles as well, which just shows there's only that perennial wisdom. There's only that perennial lesson that we all need to learn. And that's what he's saying right there is forgiveness, forgetting yourself. Squirrel Sniper offered that yesterday. Amanda says, Beth, sub to you. Nice. Beth says, thank you for the mod. I'm doing okay. Thank you. And yourself? I'm doing pretty good, Beth. Thank you. We do a short 5 a.m. live stream. Another couple minutes. Make some oatmeal. I got my kettlebell workout coming up. Jay says, Beth, I realize you are already connected. Man, I'm so happy for Tandra. She is unofficially, it should happen tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. And it is going to be a race. Who can be the first to give that super chat to Tandra? I'm going to do my best to be there. Dale says, thanks for commenting on that, brother. Schopenhauer, with his conviction of being there for others, recommended fasting, celibacy, and self-mortifications, but he insisted only a rare few do this. It's probably not necessary. I don't see it's necessary because that's not really being there for others. We can be there for others just by offering love. Beth says, Jade, I'm the nutty one. You're in the right place, Beth. Amanda says, hey, Yogi, you know I am rated R. Live, well, the reason why is others express their emotions through sex and such, that it helps me figure out who truly is of need of help, and we help others, but we go about it in a different way. Gotcha. I can see that. Beth says, oops, Jace. Josh says, Jace, you should change your name to Jace Sakal doing burpees in his basement. Let's see. Amanda says, Yogi, you missed a lot of chats of mine. You must read. Sorry. Which chats? Oh, I'm going up. Just remember, Yogi, I'm here. I don't want to use me as a shoulder or whatever you want. Just to feel stuff in people, more in people that I care about, a lot about. Well, I appreciate that. And tell me what's on your mind. And you know what I mean. We are here for you. See it in your eyes. I want you to pour out your heart right now. I often do. You guys have seen me get emotional here. Man, especially when I talk about my daughter, my father. Hey, Mohammed. Susanna, how are you? Tandra's laughing. Let's see. Mohammed says, hello, my friend Yogi, and all friends here. Hello, my friend Mohammed. It's nice to see you. Dill says, it seems Schopenhauer spoke a lot of truth that were found in the Course. I am sure if the Course were around when Schopenhauer was, he would have read it, and maybe it would have altered his thinking. Yeah, really, you know, as Huxley called it, the perennial philosophy. Susanna says, please watch, guys. Absolutely. I'll bring that up now. I will watch it right after the live stream. I'll have it up when I'm doing when I'm eating my oatmeal. Bill says, Josh is just Josh edits mooing in Yogi's basement. Welcome to the basement, Josh. There's room for everyone in the basement. Dill says, I don't agree with everything Schopenhauer said, though he once commented that Caucasians are superior to black people, which I don't agree with. I think everyone is the same, but maybe back then it was different times, so it was a different view back then. There was a lot of limited thinking back then. Mena says, I'll take the rambunctious ones, Yogi. You can have the calmer ones. We got all kinds here. I got to tell you, honestly, I am not trying to help anyone. Because I think that's beyond me. It doesn't mean that maybe some people might not get helped. At the same time, they offer me help. I'm just trying to create or offer, better than create. Just trying to offer a loving presence here to the best that I'm able. And going back to lesson 193 of the Course, all things a lesson God would have me learn. Everything is a lesson God would have me learn. So how can I reject chaos? How can I reject drama? How can I reject someone coming here in pain? The answer is I can't. All I can do is offer love, including myself on the times when it feels like I can't do it. And there are times when I feel this is beyond me. I cannot love someone through this. I cannot love myself through this. Definitely times that happens. But guess what? If I can be present to that, instead of trying to force myself to do something that seems beyond me, if I can just be present to that thought. This is difficult. And it's okay to be difficult. It's okay for this to feel like it's beyond what I can do. All of a sudden, everything opens up. Just a little bit. And I realized that, guess what? I can love myself through this. And guess what? I can love you through this as well. All it takes is that little bit of opening. But says, well, I need to get my day started and give hubby his meds and make brunch. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Keep smiling and pass it on. Loves and hugs. Loves and hugs to you too, my friend. Thank you so much for coming here, spending time with us, and that wonderful message. Keep smiling and pass it on. Tanya says, Yogi, yes, I got you. Thank you, Tandra. Changed my name just for you, Yogi. I love that, Josh. Again, welcome to the basement. Hey, Timo. Timo says, good morning, Eric. Hey, Josh, that's crazy. It is crazy. You know what? It reminds me, I don't know why it reminded me that. Mr. Rogers, when he was asked on David Letterman, how do you explain to kids when something bad happens? And he said, he just tells them, sometimes bad things happen in the neighborhood. Neighborhood's not always perfect. So guys, welcome to the basement. Sometimes bad things happen in the basement. Sometimes some wonderful things happen in the basement. Sometimes some ugly things happen in the basement. Sometimes some beautiful things happen in the basement. But guess what? Welcome to the basement. Amanda says, hello to Timo. Thanks for being in my live. Jay says, oatmeal a day keeps the vegan okay. Absolutely. Sometimes 2 oatmeals a day. Jace waves at Monkey Man. Monkey Man says, Timo, hello. So is everyone here subscribed to each other? Josh says, I saw a cat on my left toe in the basement. Yeah, that cat. Always asking for attention. Bill says, I like what you said earlier, that no matter I can't make out that part, Dale. There's always that center, that subject, if you like, of whatever object. And that's what Schopenhauer said, from the most amazing sunset to the sun-earth storm, that awareness, if you like, is untouched and always there. Absolutely. 100%. And awareness is synonymous with love. Love is a presence which holds all things. Nothing is separate from that presence. I do double down on my oatmeal. Although later today, I might replace the oatmeal with, I don't know what yet, but with something else. Thinking about using chickpeas for something. Hey, Bushka. Bushka says, hello everyone in chat. Hope you're doing well. I am doing pretty well. We are getting snow tomorrow. Tomorrow late afternoon. So I'm going to enjoy the snow free for as long as possible. Songho says hi to Tandra. We just mooing and burpees. Jason Yogi's basement and attic. I appreciate you joining in the basement, Josh. Dale says, have you been reading that book by David Carse? I have been reading it by David Carse. Absolutely love it. I love the beginning, how he dismisses the book. He says, that you may come here seeking, some books offer ultimate understanding and answers, solving all of your problems. This book isn't one of them. Songa says, I think the Kansas players need to do more burpees. Yeah, so they lost, it seems, huh? And they lost pretty big. I haven't seen any reviews yet. I just saw the headline, and the headlines were brutal, that the Eagles dominated. Yes, my new home in the basement. I hope you find it comfortable. Tanya says, hey to Bushka. So let's not let up with the watch hours for Tandra. We want to double down as well. Let me run up ahead here. Let's get our friend Runner Boy. Let's get his playlist as well. Burna Boy needs to be monetized. And by that, I mean that he's got a great channel. There's got a lot to offer so many people. He is truly one of the most meticulous people training on YouTube. Always has a plan. Very organized. Nothing is haphazard. Hey, Eric LaPointe. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Just made it in time. Yep. Josh says, I should been just Joshua editing at 3 a.m. in Yogi's basement. I like this one. Brandon says, missed you, Squirrel. Jay says, Squirrel and Eric LP. Yep, we're heading off in just a minute. Bushka says, what's the first thing you should look for when you feel like there's something missing in your life? That's an excellent question. The operative word is feel. When you feel that there is something missing. Because in actuality, nothing can be missing from life itself. But we need to look for that which is always present. Because that's what we always miss. We're so familiar with it. And all I can answer is a surmise. The first thing we should look for is always love. Because only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. When we come, and we can use the word love as synonymous with God. Every single search for anything in life is always a search for God. Thank you, Eric. We just got 5 joules. Hey, remember, guys, that the Valentine's Day joules start today. So for this week, the entirety of the week, you can get Valentine's Day themed joules right here on your Joule channel. Dale says, what do you think about the way Tim Cliffs conveys this message? I like Tim Cliffs. I see him often popping up on Facebook as well. It's been a little while since I've explored his stuff. But, it's all the same message and just personal ways of expressing it. And I love every personal way. For me, though, I just keep going back to the simplicity. Kindness and forgiveness. It's the same thing. Amanda says, if you feel like you're missing something in your life, it's because you are not fully connected to your heart and mind together. Thomas Merton had a wonderful quote about that, Amanda, that the entirety of life's journey is from mind to heart. And it is a journey without distance. But sometimes it can seem to last forever. We get away from Eric Point to Bushka. Josh says, oh my God, let me count how many emojis my friend has sent that has a heart in it. Can't have too many heart emojis, can we? Amanda says, you need more time alone, truly alone with yourself and find yourself. That is a lot of emojis. I can't even count that high. We got 10 more joules. Thank you, Eric. Dale says, I like Tim also. He's very down to earth and says the message isn't spiritual, but insists this message is very ordinary and painfully obvious. With that said, he spent many years, he said, seeking. Yeah, everyone does. And it was painful. He says it was all for nothing. But it also had to be done by virtue of having done it. You can never find what you are missing in another person. It has to come from when you see it. I agree, and I'd flip it around at the same time. You can always find what you are searching, what is missing in another person, because it exists within you too. You just need to realize it. If I look at you through the eyes of love, guess where that love is coming from? I just need to flip it around. It comes back to Douglas Harding and the pointing. Hey, Frog King, how are you? Morning, Eric. Good to see you. It's good to see you too. Appreciate you being here. The Frog King is in the house. And he, in my opinion, he is truly the king. No one moves. No one moves. Like Barefoot Burpees, aka Hybrid Jim, aka the Alien Frog King. Also might have the best theme song of anyone. Just says, yeah, just say an exaggeration. Frog King says, hey Jace, good burpees the other day. Which day is that, Frog King? Dale says, correct. Tim stresses everything has to be this way simply because it is the way and isn't another way. It's the story he would say seeking had to have taken place, but now insists it never happened. When it says, Eric, put the spotlight on me now. What am I missing in my life? You're not missing anything in your life. That's the answer. The problem is we think that we are missing something, and yet everything we have, everything that we need is simply already right here. And the acceptance of that, everything rushes in. Bushka says, most days are complete, but that single day always comes around. But another way of saying we continue to grow. Just as Jace mooing and doing burpees and helping Joshua edit in Yogi's basement and attic, 3 a.m. It's your new name, Jace. That is a long name. Frog King says, too kind. Hey, I've been watching you for a long time, Frog King. And it says, saw Yogi put you on the spot right now. Nah, I never feel like I'm on the spot. Oh, saw me and Jace live, I think Saturday morning. Actually, yeah, Sunday morning, yesterday morning. Cypher says, a lot of royalty in today. This is true. Hey, Eve. Eve, how are you? Good afternoon from Nairobi. Good morning from America. Eric Point says, hey, Eve. Dale says, Tim Kliss also says there's no real relationship because there's no actual separation. But in this story, relationships certainly can appear. They just aren't real. Yep, I would agree with that 100%. We don't search, we don't grow, says Bushka. Oh, if we don't search, we don't grow. Until we realize that we don't have to search, we also don't even have to grow. Who is it that's growing? Who we think we are that needs to grow is just a thought. In the absence of that thought, who are we? In the absence of that thought, who is there to ever grow? Who is there to ever search? Who we think we are is a belief. In the absence of that belief, there can't be any growing because we are all expansive, all things. Sangha says, only trees grow. Eve says, I'm doing well, Yogi. Nice, I'm glad, Eve. When it says, you're right, Yogi, I'm not missing anything in my life. I have everything within, but we can perceive that we are lacking something. And perception makes reality for us until we see through the perception. So that's never to dismiss anyone's pain. And it's never helpful to say to someone, shake it off. You're not missing anything. Because if that's what they perceive, it is real to them. So that's where someone like Amanda, with that deep heart of empathy, can offer someone just a space until they realize there's nothing missing. Hey, Selma. Selma says her boyfriend Harrison wants to tell me something. Tell her something. Selma says, I miss you. We miss you too, Selma. Bushka says, when a flower stops growing, it starts dying? Or is it just growing in a new direction? I think of what Rumi said, how he ever died to one thing just to become something else, and ultimately it is just always becoming and a becoming and a becoming. Bill says, we said evolution only exists in the story of time. Exactly. All growing only takes place in the idea of time, but this doesn't really move, so nothing actually grows. In the absence of the story, who are we? Someone says, hi to Eric. A tree can grow for 500 years to another 500 and take 500 to die. Amanda says, damn squirrel, that's steep. Selma says, I'm scared. Don't be scared, Selma. Your friends are with you. All right, guys. I need to go make something to eat. Great conversation. I appreciate it, guys. Eve says, bless you, Yogi. Bless you too, Eve. And bless you all, my friends. So let me go right back to lesson 193 to end everything. All things are lessons God would have me learn. All things are lessons God would have me learn. This doesn't mean that God is giving you lessons. This is saying that lessons appear in life and we can learn them. And as we learn them, we learn God. We learn reality. We learn love. We learn who we are. All things are lessons God would have me learn. And here is the lesson. Forgive and you will see this, whatever it is that is happening, differently. Forgive and you will see this differently. With that, I'm going to see everyone later. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you, Eric. Amanda says, Yogi, thank you for a great conversation this morning. Thank you for helping to make it a great conversation. Tanya says, have a great day. You too. Eric Point says, Selma, yes. You guys are my friends. Eric Lapointe says, Selma, yes. We are your friends. Eric Lapointe spoke for all of us. Bamps says, thank you for a lovely live and chat. Thank you, Bamps. Appreciate you being here. Love you too, Amanda. Songer says, yes, Selma, we are. My friends, I'll be back. 1 o'clock. If you're around. Frog King says, always feel calmer after listening to Eric. Thank you, Frog King. I hope you guys go visit Frog King, and really, honestly, you're going to appreciate how he moves. It's pretty amazing. Hey, baby Nick says, what's up? Hey, small face. Josh says, okay, afternoon. I'll be moving in your basement at 3 a.m. again. Much appreciated. I will have the live stream up. So if anyone wants to come on and actually moo, feel free. However, don't limit yourself to mooing. You know, be expressive. What is it that your heart is speaking to say? Maybe it's a moo. Maybe it's a cluck. Who knows? Maybe it's the silence of a tree. We'll find out. Thank you, guys.